Hi, my babies. Welcome back to my channel. Now, today I want to talk to you about a streamer that might just be one of the worst on all of the internet. And I know that's saying a lot, especially with the people we have previously covered on this channel. There's a lot of terrible people, especially when we get into the streaming niche. And I do like to dip my toes into the streamland, but I'm also terrified of it and also fascinated by it, which is why I continue to go back. And when I saw this story, I was like, yeah, we need to talk about this because I don't know if we can get through to the generation of kids that grew up with iPads in front of their faces 24/7 and had dreams of becoming streamers or YouTubers by the age of 10. Those kids might be long gone. I don't like to say that because I think there's always hope, but also I don't know. I don't know because if you don't know anything else than what you've been shown, you will think it's normal and it will take a lot for something to change that. And with this story today, I think it almost changed drastically, permanently for this streamer, but I don't even know if that will be enough to stop him. Today we're talking about Jack Doherty, who is a streamer, as I said, and I don't really know where to put him in, like in a category or a niche. I would just say he's a stupid streamer. Like, I don't really understand if he has like a consistency that he does. Every time I see a story about this guy, it's just him doing stupid things, literally. There was the time that he was driving a golf cart and then he flipped it with his girlfriend sitting in it, and she ended up going to the hospital because of that, and it didn't really seem like he cared at all what happened in that situation. But I would say the majority of the content that I've seen is him doing these fake interviews inside of malls. The ones where they're like, hey, if you answer this question right, or if you don't say anything, I'll buy anything for you out of any of these stores. They're obviously staged videos, and the girls that he's interviewing are always OF girls, and they end up just promoting those girls' OF accounts, which is actually even a deeper story with this kid because he has been accused of preying on young women, young teenage girls, and then waiting for them to turn 18 so that they can sign to his OnlyFans management company where he receives most of the profits from their accounts. So I don't know, that's all alleged, but there have been some women that spoke out about this that have actually signed contracts with him and that have seen him sign other women's contracts where he was trying to get them drunk and waiting on them to turn 18. And then he'll like take them out to a big yacht and have this amazing night where they get drunk and then end up signing this horrible deal for themselves, which is extremely predatory. But today I'm making this video because Jack actually got into a car accident. Now, you might be saying, why are we calling him stupid for getting into a car accident? People get into car accidents all the time, and yes, they do. But are they usually speeding down the road in their sports car? Their ugly as fuck sports car, by the way. I don't know anything about cars, but that car is ugly. Anyways, speeding down the road in their ugly sports car while it's raining and texting while also live streaming it all. How many do that? Probably not a lot. Thankfully.
Oh! Oh! No! No! No!
And this is not even the worst part of the video, because I like to think that even if you are a rage baiter, content creator, or you're a streamer that just does horrible things for attention, when something happens to you that's a life or death situation, you kind of snap back into reality with the rest of us. But not good old Jack here. See, when this crash happens, people actually had to run over to the car and help them out. They had to break the windows to get them out, and the car was going up in smoke. So obviously a very dangerous situation, and it could have ended really bad for both of them. And during this entire time, Jack, all he's saying is, oh my God, my $200,000 car, my car's damaged, while he's holding the camera in his hand this entire time, does not put it down for anything. And the people are breaking his window and pulling him out of the car. Like, put the camera down and grab onto them so you can get out of the car, at least something. But he doesn't. He only cares about filming. He only cares about getting the best shots.
Help! 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 Break the fucking window! Oh! Oh! Help! Oh fuck, can you hold this? Oh fuck. Oh! No, my fucking car, bro.
Vamos, baby. Vamos, sal.
Oh!
To make it even worse, his friend gets out of the car looking like this. Now, most people at this point probably would be like, okay, my friend's really hurt. Let me put the camera down. Let me just make sure he's okay, especially because I was driving. I'm responsible for all of this. But no, when Jack's friend gets out of the car, blood dripping down his face, Jack actually turns to his friend and gives him the camera so he can continue filming. Like, are you stupid? And the answer is yes. Yes, he is. But beyond just being stupid, he is so narcissistic. He has no empathy for anyone. He doesn't care about anyone but himself and realistically his money.
There's no fucking Michael here. Michael, do you have your film on that phone too? No.
At one point, his friends get there and they all get out of their car. And one of the guys, he looks at the cameraman who has blood all over his face and is like, oh, let me take that camera from you. Like, are you good? Type of thing. So the cameraman passes his camera to this girl that's standing there. And before she can even take it from him, Jack is like, oh, no, 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 let him keep that camera and you film on this one. Like, I don't think you guys understand the lack of empathy it takes for someone. Everyone else can see, like, oh, this is a bad situation. And this guy who is clearly hurt, he should not be filming you right now. Let him rest a little bit. And instead, Jack has no ability to sense that everyone else is worried about the guy that just got hurt and is like, oh no, like, we need all the angles, guys. What do you mean? Take the camera. No, 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 no. You keep that camera, sir, with the blood dripping down your head. And the girl that was going to take the camera from you, here's another camera for you to film on so we can get more angles. Like, these people are actually insane. Not these people, because everyone else clearly, at least they were trying to have a little empathy for this guy and care for him. Jack is just insane.
Anything else you need me to get out of the car? Do you want to take that shit so he doesn't have to? Wait, let him have that. Let him have that. Let him have that. And then McKinley, can you just? I think your nose. Just do this. Can you go on here? Yeah. As soon as I heard, I can you film on here on the phone? And yeah. McKinley, just make it look good. Look through here the whole time. Go over Michael.
And this, my friends, is real brain rot. When you're in these kind of situations, I feel like you should be able to remove the work part from your life. And I understand that for streamers, that is their job. It's their job to get the best angles and the best shots. I get that. But what is it going to take for him to realize that streaming is not everything? Views are not everything. There is a real world out there with people that you affect, and there are consequences for your actions. Now, Jack did make a video about this. Of course he did. If everyone else is going to make videos and profit off of him, he's going to make sure he can profit too. I mean, he needs to make up that $200,000 crush somehow, and there's only so many OF girls you can scam into signing a contract, allegedly. In Jack's video, he takes zero accountability. He says it was the weather, they weren't even driving that fast, even though we can see, because he was live streaming the entire crash, what actually happened. He says, you know, they were only going like 40 miles. And when you see the screenshots from the live stream, he was actually going 70, over 70 at one point.
Hit your head hard, bro. I just remember, like, after it, just panicking. Both the windows breaking.
I know the smoke was fucking.
Dude, that got.
Did you see me kick out the window?
Who?
Did you see me kick out the
window? That was you?
Yeah.
Dude, and then someone, I think, ripped the other window out. I was, like, trying to figure out how to do it. You were, like, banging your elbow on it.
I know, I just punched it.
Dude, you were going crazy. W. Michael David. But, like, that was so scary. It smoked up so fast. Like, how did that happen?
Dude, I don't know.
Bro, if you think if I had a full tank of gas, like, we would have been exploded.
Oof. I don't even know.
Because my tank was empty. Like, it literally was at like 20 miles left. And then also on top of that, we crashed like 42 miles per hour.
I know, we weren't even going fast.
At all. Like, if we were going,
what,
double the speed, we probably would have been dead. Like, that was terrible.
There is something so disgusting about him talking to his friend and saying, I don't know what happened. Oh my gosh, thank God we weren't going faster, which they were, while his friend is getting looked at for his injuries. And he's just lying. He's just clearly lying. You were on your phone beforehand and you were going almost double the speed that you just said. And again, I'm just asking, what is it going to take for someone like this to reevaluate their entire life? Like, does someone actually have to die for him to care? Now, there is some good to this story because Jack has received a lot of criticism from other streamers, and he was even banned permanently from Kick. And baby, if you can't stream on Kick, you can't stream anywhere. They let anyone on. Kick did do a good job at responding to this very quickly, and I also think it's great that other people in Jack's field are also calling him out for his actions. Even people that I usually would never agree with are making the right points in this situation.
I'll describe it, but like it just shows where the character of a social media influencer is, especially like guys like Jack. His cameraman gets in an accident, and there's blood all over his face, and he's like, record it, film the car, dude. Their car is totaled. The McLaren on the highway that's paid with OnlyFans money. Car is totaled. Cameraman's bleeding out. Bro, get down, bro. Film me. And he's fine. He's not bleeding. His cameraman's like, his eyes popping out of his head. Dude, get the angle. Bro, I can't believe my car crashed. Just shows like where people's heads are at. In a situation that's as real as getting in an accident on the freeway, you're still thinking about clip farming. And they went to the hospital afterwards. Film it, bro.
And you know it's a terrible day when you have to agree with Sneeko, but I do agree with him. He's 100% correct. It shows you Jack's character. And I think it's a bigger issue than just one person that managed to get millions of followers and millions of dollars by acting reckless and preying on anyone and anything around him that's going to get him views. And what does that mean for the kids that follow this kid? I mean, he's not a kid, he's a man. I know he looks like a child. He looks about 12, but he's actually 21 or turning 21 soon. These kids look up to him, they idolize him, and then they want to do what he's doing because it works. It gets him money, it gets him views, and then he uses that money to go buy lavish cars and watches and houses and pays girls to pretend to be his girlfriend allegedly. I mean, there was that one kid that we talked about. I think he was like 14 years old, and he was going around streaming himself taking food from people's tables at restaurants where they were dining. There was someone else, he was trying to fight a grown woman on the street. He ended up getting banned because he started smoking weed on the stream. But where do you think those kids get that kind of behavior from? Where do they see it and then mimic it because they also want to be streamers? They also want to be rich. It's dumbasses like Jack who do these types of reckless behaviors and then really face no consequences. I think this is the biggest consequence he has faced for all of the things he's done. And that's why I wanted to make this video, because I think that parents really need to know what is happening online. And if your kids are spending hours of their day online watching streamers, watching YouTubers, watching whoever, you should know who they're watching. Long gone are the days where you could just sit a kid in front of the television and at the worst they would hear like some cursing maybe. Maybe they stayed up later past their bedtime and they saw things that were adult themed, but it wasn't this. To me, there is a big difference between things that are acted out, you know, a television show that is clearly fake versus this, which is very much real, and the added layers of the parasocial relationship that these kids are building with these streamers. They really think that they're their friends. They look up to them, they ride for them, they want to be like them. And do you really want your child to be a Jack? Ugh, because I definitely look at Jack's parents and be like, oh yeah, you failed. You failed this kid, 100%. And because Jack has been streaming and making videos for so long, we can actually see situations that his parents should have stepped in at one point. I saw a video from when Jack was like 10, maybe 11 or 12, between those ages. It's hard to tell with him because he looks so young. But in the video, he found out where one of his favorite YouTubers lived and then got his parents to drive him to that YouTuber's house, which is already really weird. Like, that is a boundary that you should never cross. You should never go look for people that you know online unless you actually know them. But these people that you just watch, they don't know you and they don't want you to show up at their house. When Jack gets to the YouTuber's house, he just goes to the door, starts ringing the bell, banging on the door. No one's coming out. And then I don't know how much time goes by, but the YouTuber is arriving home when all of this happens. And at what point do his parents think to themselves like, oh, maybe we should not be doing this? Like maybe they didn't understand at first what was happening. But when you see that your child, he's literally a child, is going to someone's house and banging on the door, the person arrives and the guy clearly did not want him to be there. They didn't come out and greet them. They didn't come out and talk to them, nothing. He drove straight into his garage and then closed it. Jack eventually leaves and he's really upset because the YouTuber didn't come out to talk to him. But it's like, when does that parent step in and say, hey, like this is a boundary that you should not cross. This is actually not okay. I should not have even driven you here, but you know, I didn't realize what was going on, whatever the reason may be. But there's none of that, at least from what I remember. It's been a while since I saw this clip, but it just seems like there has been no consequences or boundaries given to this child. And now he's a man and he thinks that that's how the world works, and it doesn't. It's one thing to be a loser and a stupid person online. It's another thing when you put other people's lives at risk. I mean, he could have done more than just crash into the guardrail. They could have crashed into another car. One of them or both of them could have died from this. This could have been really bad. And to know that he left this situation thinking that it was just an accident, as if it wasn't wasn't preventable. It's really sad, but also scary because of the amount of influence that this guy has on young, impressionable children, which is again why I think it's great that other creators are talking about this situation, but also that the entire internet is trolling this kid. I mean, imagine getting into a horrible car accident and then everyone is like, oh man, he didn't die. We're sad. Which is terrible. Yes, it's horrible, but also everyone hates you. No one likes you outside of some 10-year-old boys. You're a loser. Here are some of the things that Twitter is saying about this entire situation. One person tweeted, heartbreaking news, Jack Doherty found alive after his car crash at the age of 20. And to make it worse, 277,000 people agreed. No one likes you. Another person says, after crashing his car, not giving a flying fuck about the cameraman who is bleeding, and these absolute muppets all run in to hug Jack. You are all the biggest of all time. Congratulations. Another user tweeted, dear God, please let Jack Doherty get into another car crash. This time he actually fucking dies and he is sent to and rots in the deepest pit of hell. Amen. Which is a lot, but no comment. Someone else says, Jack Doherty has got to be the biggest idiot alive. He almost killed his friend in a car crash because of his reckless shit. This is reflective of his personality, content, and channel. Rot in hell. And he has a screenshot of what Jack tweeted out after his crash. And Jack said, going to post a more detailed response today, but it's been 24 hours since the accident, and I just want to say how grateful I am that Michael and I are alive. I'm so sorry, Michael, for putting you through that. Thank you to all the first responders and everyone who helped us get out of the car. This could have been so much worse, and it's a huge learning lesson. And you would hope that this is a learning lesson for Jack, but after watching his video that came out after that tweet, it's clear that he took no responsibility. He just thinks that it's just an accident that happened. You know, it was raining outside and this is what happens when it rains. You spin out of control and crash. Like, no, he even took it a step farther by removing the clip where he was texting before the crash in his own video and in the mods, I think, or VODs. I think it's called a VOD. But I think how Twitch and Kick and all of these platforms work is when you're live streaming, people can record short clips from your stream and then they post it other places so that you can maybe go viral on another platform and then it brings people to your stream. And from everything that I was reading, it looks like before Jack got banned, he actually removed part of the VOD where it showed he was texting. And it's like, why else would you do that unless you're trying to show that you're not responsible for what happened? I should also say that these VODs are saved to the person's profile. So they always have these short clips that you can go watch, even if they're not live. You can just go watch random clips from them. But he removed it from his profile's VOD. So it's like, you know that you were at the wrong and you just are pretending that you're not, even though everyone else knows. But the 10-year-olds that are watching him, they won't see that, so they probably will believe whatever he puts out and whatever he says. Anyways, those are just my thoughts on this situation. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think he should die?
All right, clap if you think she should suffer.
Obviously, I mean die in Minecraft, right? I'm just joking, YouTube. Relax, please. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Even if it's a one, we could still spend some time together and chat. And I mean, come on, I got out 2 videos in a short amount of time. I think that this is a great day to celebrate, even if I agreed with Sneeko. And if you're like, well, why is Sneeko so bad? Maybe I'll make a video about it because he sucks. He is a horrible person. I mean, he has defended teenagers, like 14-year-olds, getting married to people over the age of 18. A very terrible person with horrible takes. There are actually some really good videos out about him and why he's so terrible. And, you know, I do want to start streaming. I know we've been talking a lot of shit about streamers, but not that kind of streaming, obviously. Fun streaming. But I would love to start streaming and maybe we can watch some of these videos because I really don't want to have to like take in too much Sneeko content. And when you make the video and then watch it too, it's too much. It's overload. Anyways, that is it for this video. I do want to talk about Sims now. So if you don't care about that, bye. I'll see you in the next video. Love ya. Okay, and now since it's just us Sims babes, I have received a lot of comments and messages about my CC, and people want it. And unfortunately, I do not have the links for my CC because I just download it and then I just never look at it again, right? It's in my sim, so I have it. But I have been thinking that I do need to get some more CC because I get really bored with what I have, and that also makes me lose interest in the game. My favorite parts about playing The Sims is actually getting CC. That would be 100% my favorite part, and then creating Sims, and then creating houses. I don't really like gameplay. I just like to build the things and then I'm done. I'll take a break for like a month or 2 months or sometimes a year, and then I come back and I'm like, let's download new CC. So I'm thinking that maybe one of these days I'm going to actually go on a deep dive for some new CC and record that. And I'll be sure to save the links this time for everything that I get. And I'm going to put it into a Google Doc and then put that doc into my link tree. I think I use Linktree. I might use something else now. I can't remember. But whatever my link thing is, I will put it there so that everyone can have access to it. I also recently bought the Love Struck expansion and I already played with it a little bit, but I'm definitely going to play with it some more. And just a warning to everyone, when I use Sims, people die. I have the extreme violence mod in my game and I love to turn into a serial killer. So there will be that in my gameplay. And just a last note, if there are ever any mods that you think I should have, because I love mods, again, it's my favorite part of The Sims, just leave a comment and let me know. Or you can send me a DM on Instagram and I usually reply there. But yeah, if there's anything you want me to have or you want to share with me, just let me know. I'm always open. Anyways, thanks for listening, and I hope everyone has a great day, night, whatever, wherever you are. Stay safe, and I love you. Okay, bye.